pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 173, Full Body Experience. When we experience our life, we do not do it in a compartmentalized way. When we experience a situation, the whole of us, the whole of our bodies is there in the situation, experiencing it fully. The pause framework consists of 5 different specific situations, 5 different sort of archetypal, if you want, archetypal situations, common situations, significant situations in which we find ourselves. We all have a sleep situation. We all come across acute, sudden situations. We all have a long-term situation. We are all sometimes in a confused situation. And we are all sometimes in a worn-out situation. These 5 are part of life, and they are very useful. That is why particularly those 5 make up the different branches of the framework, because they are highly useful to think about, to develop emotional skills for. But also in the bottom middle of the framework, we have our core skill, pausing. And we have also the 5 universal skills surrounding it. And this sort of heart of the framework is present in every situation. They are not specific for one situation but not another. They are always present in every situation, in any given situation. That is why they are called core skill and universal skills. Today's episode is called Full Body Experience. And the Polaroid, the emotional skill of today, is universal skill body. So what we are talking about today applies to every and any situation. What we talk about today is not specific for just one kind of situation. It is always there. It is universal. when we are at any given place, at any given time, with any given person or by ourselves, we are immersed in the situation. We have bodies, we have a soul or a mind or whatever term we are comfortable with, but we are a whole. If I am in a situation and I hurt my finger, I hurt one of my 10 fingers. Yes, in one sense I have only hurt one of my fingers, just a part of myself, just a part of my body. But me hurting this one finger is also affecting the whole. The whole has a hurt finger. The experience of this hurt finger is not local in the finger only. The experience, the emotional situation, is whole. It is experienced by the whole of me. And this is how it works always. In one sense, yes, in our hypothetical scenario, I have only hurt one of my 10 fingers. But at the same time, every sort of specific situation or every specific thing that can happen to us or that we can undertake, that we can do, is always experienced and affecting our whole. So every experience is a full body experience. In these times, in these in our historical context here and now, in 2024, it is fashionable, it is common to talk about experiences and to talk about problems as local and very neatly sort of compartmentalized. That in our historical context, here and now, in this year, if I hurt my finger, it is fashionable to simply view it as me hurting a finger. It is not fashionable to see it as one expression of a whole experience, of a full experience. So let's say that I am a concert pianist and I sit there and it's a full house tonight. Everybody is there to hear me play the piano. and then and there I hurt my finger. Technically, the problem that has arisen is just me hurting one of my 10 fingers. But in that situation, it would be absurd to regard this hurt finger as simply a problem of one of my fingers, because my playing would stop. The concert would end. All the hundreds of people being there to listen to the music would have to get up out of their seat and go home, because one finger got hurt. Every part of an experience is an expression of the whole experience. We cannot isolate one part from the rest. They all make up the same whole. Today's episode is also the beginning of an exploration of this subject of a full body experience. To my knowledge, might be limited. To my knowledge, I have not come across that much putting into light this sort of the sheer weight of this subject and the importance of this subject. So today's episode is sort of testing new ground. I get a feeling from some different aspects of where our times are going, that this subject, the subject of a full body experience, will prove very useful to have a language for, to sort of have different ideas, different concepts, different dynamics described, for the dynamics between something specific, something isolated, and the whole, the integrated whole. There is a lot happening right now in the field of technology, and overall in science and technology. An ideal is often to isolate variables, to try to fix some variables and to sort of test or measure other variables. And in our time, in our historical context, this is done in a way and to an extent that to talk about a full body experience, my intuition, at least my intuition, is that this subject will be very useful to have spent time with. As I speak about this subject, I feel that I get nervous in a sense I get this lonely feeling when I talk about it. So that is indicative, I think, of that this subject is, there's tension, there is potential in this subject. The subject of that we, as people, our experiences are full. They are not isolated. Our experiences are not compartmentalized. So dealing with our experiences, dealing with our lives, living our lives is a full experience. It's an immersive experience. It's not neatly organized in these boxes or lists or checklists. It's simply not. It's more fluid, it's more mystical than we might want to think. It's more beyond our reasoning. It's more interesting, mainly that. It's more interesting than we, by fashion right now, think. It is fashionable right now to think that life is flat. It is fashionable right now to think that life is dull, that life is sort of helpless. It is very fashionable right now. It is fashionable to give up, but not give up on all things, but it is fashionable to give up on a personal sort of compass into what is interesting. That is fashionable. It is fashionable to lay aside our personal compass. It is fashionable to numb our sense of, our keen sense of going where it feels interesting to go. Today's episode is aiming to start building vocabulary, or start building some sort of map, drawing a map of some possible dynamics in this subject. Not exhaustive in any way, but suggestive to open up thinking when it comes to our full body experience. There is a lot of technology right now being designed to sort of numb our sense of having a full body experience, and instead aiming to split our experience in different parts, to scatter our experience in different parts. And universal skill body is universal. It is always there. It's always full. We cannot split it. I think that's key for today's initial episode on this subject. We cannot split our full body experience. Our experience of this life, this situation, is full. It cannot be split. We might be tricked into thinking that it can be split, but it cannot. What is up to us is if we want to participate in the fullness of it or not. And even if we do not want to participate fully, we will participate fully, but think otherwise. And that's the difference. It will not become less universal, less full, just because we think so. Unfortunately, one might think. It's part of the thing itself, that as we go about our lives, we experience every part and every specific as part of the whole. And if we want to play in an interesting way, we need to know that we always play fully, not partly, fully. Then we have a chance at arriving at something interesting, experiencing something interesting, something full. They are the same. What is full is interesting. They are the same. So we will see where this subject goes. We will check in on it once in a while. And this is the first. That's it for today. Thank you.